You've seen him take on a bear and win, sort of. You've seen him tackle the mean streets of Los Angeles to get a personal view of homelessness. Now you're seeing, well, all of him as he takes on his latest challenge and your favorite staff writer goes full nudist for a whole week. And, spoiler alert, he's entirely too comfortable with this challenge. So stay tuned and find out what it's like to live your life free as a bird as the lab rat nearest and dearest to your heart goes full commando for a week straight. Day 1. Naked for a week. That's it, just plain old naked. No man thong, no women's underwear, well, I don't know, but I'm even afraid to list something or Infographics is going to hop all over it and make me try it. Just naked. I think they've severely underestimated my comfort with being naked. It's kind of weird, really, because I have no problem going to a big gym locker room and dropping trowel, then hopping in the shower. But I remember the man thong challenge and oh man, now that was uncomfortable. It's weird, right? Being okay with being naked but not with wearing a man thong? Like I said in that challenge, I just feel like wearing a thong as a man is very much making a statement that I'm not sure I can live up to. Only the models who wear the things on catalogs or male strippers wear man thongs. You slap one of those in between your cheeks and drop your trousers in front of a bunch of people and you're making one very bold statement about yourself. So, alright, the rules are simple. Be naked. But also, an addendum, don't break the law. Well, now, isn't that just a fine catch-22? Because technically, the only place you're allowed to be naked is your own home, and I'm not entirely sure what the law says about being naked in your home but being visible from the outside. Let me explain. Once I was coming out of the shower at our old place, and since the shower was connected right to the bedroom, I didn't bother taking clothes into the bathroom with me to change into, or even wrapping a towel around myself. My home, my castle. What I didn't know was that the girlfriend was taking that exact moment to go ahead and wash the windows. And since we lived on a ground floor apartment and you had to pass our bedroom windows to get to the main front door to the whole complex, that meant that the 3 old men waiting for a bus across the street had a fully uncensored and unimpeded view of, well, all of me. The girlfriend immediately shrieked and literally, I'm not making this up, tackled me to the ground. I guess those kids never told anyone because no angry parents ever came knocking on our door. I remember wondering if you could actually be forced to register as a sex offender for just being nude in your own home. I guess that's kind of a pertinent question now. So, honestly, I don't see a problem with this challenge, though the girlfriend seems a bit annoyed. I asked her if she was just not that attracted to me anymore, to which she replied, "No, I think you're really hot, but it doesn't mean that I want to see that thing waving around all over the place every time I look up." Then she asked me how I'd feel if she walked around naked for a week, to which I told her that we would probably be making a baby announcement by day 2. She sighed very deeply, rolled her eyes, and just whispered under her breath, "Men." Alright, I'm just diving straight into this thing. All the clothing has already been gone for like 5 minutes, and you know what? Feels great, man. Free as the day I was born. This is gonna be a great week. Day 3. This has been a great week so far. Well, at least for me. The girlfriend's running most of our errands because we just moved into a cute little apartment complex very near the beach and she doesn't really want me getting us kicked out. Plus, she's home more often now that she's focusing more on her print modeling rather than acting, so she doesn't have to travel out of town as much. But you know what? She's not home all the time, and sometimes the dog has to be let out, or the mail has to be picked up, and I refuse to be caged in. I made an interesting discovery on day 2 of my all-nude challenge, and that's the fact that I don't think our neighbors really care one bit about nudity. It's a small apartment complex with like 8 units, a pool, and rent that's insanely expensive because it's like 2 blocks from the beach. Luckily, the girlfriend makes like 10 times the money I do, or we definitely wouldn't be living here. But it seems like the only other people who can afford to live here are retirees, and man, the 2 I came across letting the dog out on day 2 just did not even blink at my full nudeness. I guess that once you get to a certain age in life, you've literally seen it all. Or maybe we're in a community of freaky senior citizen sex weirdos. I've read the stats. Turns out that thanks to drugs like Viagra, today's seniors are getting it on so often that they're suffering from rampant outbreaks of STDs. Like entire nursing homes will break out in crabs because everyone is doing everyone else in there. For all we know, the old coots we live with are having crazy sex parties behind the closed doors, and that's why they don't even bat an eye when I let my dog out to pee real quick, completely in the buff. I'm suddenly really curious and a little grossed out about our mostly elderly neighbors. So I let the dog out briefly a few times. I promised both the girlfriend and the Infographics show that I wouldn't get into too much trouble, because I'm pretty sure they're starting to realize that they have at least some legal liability in all this. What this means is that I let him out to the little garden that's like 10 steps from our door. He wheezes and I bring him back in. You know what? It's kind of outrageous that he gets to walk around all day in his birthday suit and people think it's adorable. But if I do, it's literally a federal case. Here's what's even weirder. I could wear a tiny skin-tight Speedo and that's perfectly okay too. And I should know, I had to do it for a week. But if I wear nothing at all, time to call Johnny Law because suddenly I'm a felon. Also, the sun feels great on your nude body. Just throwing that out there. Now I get why the dog loves lounging around and napping in the sun for hours. On the home front, the girlfriend's been ambivalent about the situation. I also feel like she randomly forgets because today she came home from a long day of shooting and walked through the front door, set her bag down, and paused as she spotted me, then went, "Oh yeah, that's right." Then, like 2 hours ago, she put her hand on her hip, looked at me and said, "If you're gonna do this for 4 more days, you need to at least landscape that whole situation down there." So I did, and well, 2 things. 1, I think our shower drain is not as big as the one in our last place. And 2, I think she was definitely right because by the time I was done, it looked like Bob Ross's head was stuck in our shower drain. And stuck it was. That sucker got clogged, but good. She had to run to the store for emergency Drano, and I fully admit that was my bad. Guys, either landscape frequently or have a small trash can nearby. Do not let it go down the drain. Trust me. Day 7. Another week gone, another weird challenge done and dusted. 7 days living as natural as the day I was born. Honestly, this challenge was easy for me. I've never been bothered by being nude before, and it was kinda nice, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, it was weird at first because your entire life you've been programmed to wear clothes. So when you start being naked a little too long, it's like your brain is starting to get worried that something weird is up because you should be dressed by now. It's also really weird when you're being naked in other parts of your house besides your bedroom, because then your brain is definitely screaming at you, "This is the living room, this is a place for clothes." I'm lucky we live in SoCal, by the way, and the weather is pretty much pleasant all the time. Doing this challenge somewhere icy cold would be a no-go, not least of all because of, shrinkage. Hey, if I have to be naked for a week, then I at least want an honest representation and not, someone having a gander and being like, "Oh, okay," and then me being like, "No, wait, come back when it's warmer. It's just really cold out now." I told the girlfriend about that little scenario and she just shook her head and said that I think about the weirdest things. Speaking of her, I don't think she ever really adjusted. She definitely felt randier than usual this last week, which I guess is a huge compliment to me, but also she kind of was weird about it, especially when eating. I guess I don't blame her though. I mean, guys' junk's just kind of weird and gross looking to begin with. Everything below your waist and above your knees is just kind of looks like a sad elephant. God definitely did not make male genitalia to be very aesthetically pleasing. I know I wouldn't want to be looking at it while eating dinner every night. There's something to be said for pants after all. About the only major hiccup of this whole thing was one incident with the mailman, and let me tell you, our possible sex freak elderly neighbors didn't seem to have a single problem with this challenge, but our mailman definitely did. Our mailbox is right next to the little garden that I'd been taking the dog to pee at, so I only have to be outside for like 10 seconds in order to check the mail. I heard the mailman opening the mailboxes, so I figure I'd wait until I hear him close them, give it like 30 seconds, and then go grab the mail real quick. It was a good plan in theory. I hopped outside and briskly walked to the mailbox in all my full nude glory. Then, at about the same time that I reached the mailbox, the mailman turned the corner to our bank of mailboxes, so we ended up maybe 3 feet apart. He'd gone back to his little car to get a package he couldn't carry on his first trip. Listen, put me in a tactical situation and I can think fast on my feet, no problem. Years of training and real-world experience have drilled reflex-like responses so deeply into me that they're as natural as breathing. But put me in a social situation and I'm as awkward as a man with one leg in an ass-kicking contest. My brain literally goes to mush. So the only thing I could think of to break the incredible tension between me and this complete stranger of my mailman, who had just ran into me buck naked, was to simply say, "That's a big package." Now, I don't know if he thought that this was a self-referential statement or a flirtatious pickup line from a nude stranger, but I know that what I meant to imply was that the package was very large and it was clear why he had to make a second trip, and perhaps maybe he needed a little help lifting it. But no, instead of literally any of that, I basically either made this guy think I was propositioning him or bragging. New neighborhood already off to an amazing start. I think he was just as flustered as I was because it seems like the only thing he could think of in response to the whole very nude situation was to scream out, "It's a federal offense to impede the work of a postal office employee." So I hightailed it back inside and later told the girlfriend that maybe it'd be best if she picked up our mail from now on. Alright, challenge over. What did I learn? Your butt gets really sweaty really easily and it sticks to a lot of things. If you're going to go nude, I recommend you invest in a lot of nice soft cloth fabrics to cover things with. Otherwise, you're going to be getting stuck to every chair you sit on. Also, maybe don't get caught checking your mail completely in the nude by a very angry/confused mailman. They just don't get paid enough for that. Oh, remember how the girlfriend asked me how I'd feel if she walked around naked for a week? Well, I talked with the Infographics show over a Skype call, which they made me go to voice only after I stood up once to go get a drink. Turns out, she's going to be doing this exact same challenge as part of the official launch of our own channel. So stay tuned for that and check out this challenge from her perspective. Now, we challenge you to sit right there and click for another awesome challenge. Or maybe you prefer this video over here. Either way, you can't lose, so click now.